Good morning. Welcome to day 7 of our Aquarian Shift meditations. Let's begin by coming together in our circle. Imagine us all in a virtual circle, sitting side by side, shoulder to shoulder, elbow to elbow, knee to knee, coming together as one. And let's bring all of our focus and attention into the center of the circle, bringing our eyes, ears, nose, mouth, our throat, the heart, the belly, and everything to face into the center of our circle. And at this center of our circle, we meet as one. In the name of the one most merciful, ever compassionate, we call on you. We ask you to send your essence of your pure divine light. And just feel this pure divine light streaming into the center of our circle. The Nur is the manifestation of the light. And the Ra that we've been working with in a lot of our sound codes, the sacred sound, Ra is the light, the rays of light coming through. And let's call on our source in the name of the one most merciful, ever compassionate. We ask you to send your vibration of your unconditional love. Just feel this love streaming in, filling the space, and infusing into you this light and this unconditional love, surrounding you, holding you, and let your body be like the sponge, the dry sponge that absorbs it all in. Taking it in through your pores, breathing it in with your breath, drinking it in through your heart. Let your entire being be infused with pure divine light and unconditional love. And remember, unconditional love means unconditional, no conditions. We human beings like to put conditions on love. We're moving into an era of unconditional love and peace and compassion. So we're templating ourselves with these vibrations and taking them all the way in to the cellular consciousness. Today is going to be about opening to this new transmission that is coming through the Aquarian gateway, receiving it. We'll go through the steps again, being the ocean of living consciousness, being the portal through which the living consciousness flows, dropping into that doorway, breathing into that doorway to open and clear that doorway, releasing us of the attachments of what's behind us, and receiving then that transmission that is coming through the Aquarian gateway, first the big picture concepts, and then the individual pieces and their attributes, their qualities, and their relationship and flow between each other. And then bringing that further into taking shape and form. And today we bring that all the way in to crystallize into the cellular consciousness, the transmissions, the new transmissions that are coming through. So then we call on our source in the name of the one most merciful, ever compassionate. We call on you. We ask you to send your vibration of the eternal compassion. Remember the eternal compassion, Rahman. Rahman is the ocean of eternal compassion. It is the fluid of the cosmic womb, the womb of all of creation, that through which all of creation comes into being. And it is the womb that contains us and all of our existence. So let's call in Rahman, Rahman, Rahman. And just feel this coming in like an ocean surrounding you and holding you. And remember, Rumi says, these forms we seem to be are cups floating in an ocean of living consciousness. So let yourself be that open cup. Don't be the cup with the dry rim. Allow yourself to sink and immerse into the ocean of living consciousness. And the divine name is Rahman. Rahman. The sound code's Ra. Man. Ra. Bringing through those sound codes, creating the existence of the womb and the function of the womb, bringing the light or the breath of spirit into the fluid existence for manifestation. And allow yourself to float in this ocean, held in this loving compassion, held in the loving compassion. You are the ocean of living consciousness. And you can repeat for yourself, I am the ocean of living consciousness. I am the ocean of living consciousness. You are the ocean of living consciousness. Allow your cup to float and bring your awareness from the cup to the living consciousness. The living consciousness that flows through you and exists within you and also holds and supports and contains you, exists outside of you. There is one ocean. And as Rumi says, we are that ocean, too near to see, though we swim in it and drink it in. Be the ocean. And a deep breath into your heart center. And just let your breath carry you all the way into that center point, into the depths of your heart. And we call on the divine name Rahim, which is the compassion that flows through the ocean to every being within creation and every element of creation. So allow yourself to receive through your portal of your heart center the stream of the living consciousness of the compassion. Receive it into your heart through your heart center and let it carry you all the way through. Breathe that in a few breaths, and as you exhale, relax and let your heart space soften. And let each breath take you deeper into your heart center until you're meeting with that vertical core, that light that runs through the top of your head, along the core of your body, along the front of your spine and through your base. And this is your life cord here, your life force energy. And let your heart center, as you breathe into it, lean back into this space and fall into this core, your core life force at the center of your being. And let that Rahim, the compassion and the mercy, flow through your heart all the way into your core. And now just let yourself drop in and land right at that doorsill, at that point where your heart center meets into your vertical core. And here's this hand position that we've been using. You can look at it if you haven't seen it. It's your 5 fingers spread apart as best you can, fingertips touching and thumbs touching. And then let your thumbs point directly into the center of your heart center. And your fingers are like antennas, directional antennas. And make the intention for your fingers to touch into that transmission that is coming through that Aquarian gateway, and let it move through your fingers and directly into your heart center. And breathe it in. Just let this be like a funnel that is catching this transmission and funneling it into your heart center. And as you do, again, let your consciousness fall back into your body, and right at that door sill between where your heart center touches in and connects in with the all that is, your connection with the all that is at your core. And see if you can hang out at that doorway right there, right on that door sill. Another Rumi poem, the door sill where the two worlds touch. And the inner world and the outer world, the world of multiplicity and the world of one with all that is. Hang out there, and we call on the divine name and the sound codes from the divine name, Mutakabir, 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 which is the greatest, and it is really the greatest, recognizing and remembering that the greatest is the unity in all things, and all of this unified existence comes from one source, from one God, if you will, from one source of all creation, the unity within and all of the multiplicity. So let yourself hang out at that doorway between the two, recognizing the greatness of all. And breathe with your breath. Let that mutakabir travel across that door sill. Letting that door sill open and release from behind all of the things from the past, the attachments to the material realm, the attachments to our templates and ideas and constructs of the past that do not serve us in an era of unconditional love and peace. So any of that past old messaging, old templating, just let it fall away as you hang at that door sill and witness the love, unconditional love and peace in the unity of all of creation. And again, with that hand position, and as long as this feels comfortable for you, pointing toward that gateway of the Aquarian gateway. The age of Aquarius is our age of unconditional love, peace, compassion, harmony, understanding, unity of being. So tap into that consciousness of that transmission coming through this gateway and let it move through your fingers and funnel into your heart center, coming into your heart first as the big picture concepts, alcoholic, the big picture concepts of what does the big picture look like when we're living in a world that is based on peace and love and compassion and understanding. What does it look like? What's the big concept of that? Receive that. Let your mind be the witness and receive it into your vibration, into your templating, into your consciousness. Let it stream in and breathe it in all the way into your core. The big picture, and then we call on Embody, which is where that burst of light comes through that point of between the worlds, and starts to take form and shape but actually this is the part where it starts to come into the big picture, starts to come into its segments, and we recognize the attributes and the qualities and the flow between them and the relationship between them. That's Vari. And just let this template, as it's coming in, let it start to differentiate, and then musawir, where it begins to take shape and form and starts to come into some structure within you, right? Starts to come into form and shape. Let this all be informing your knowledge. Informing your knowledge of what this world is about and how this world works, and what your place is in it, in this world of unconditional love and peace and compassion, how you will relate to the world and to the people within it, to the elements of the creation, to this earth plane as it evolves into this era of peace and love and compassion. Now is the time. Now is the time. So let yourself take the shape and form. Let this take shape and form within you, and also shape and form you within the context of the greater environment. And the word we introduced today is Zahir. Zahir, which is the manifest. Here we've worked with the sound codes of the breath of spirit, and the light. So the here, the ahir, the here part of that word is that ray of light, that radiant life force, radiant breath of spirit, right? So the here, we're familiar with that one, and the and we add today the za, which is the apparent, the evident, right? So it's coming into apparent, evident, concrete form, actual form that we can recognize, that we can really begin to crystallize. So let's begin with the sound code of the zzz, and let that vibration of the Z, it's Z like zebra, let it resonate through your fluid system and through your body. And this is really bringing it all the way into, let it vibrate into your cells, and invite and welcome this information you're receiving from the Aquarian Gateway. Invite it to come in and through all of those layers, from big picture into the segments and their attributes and qualities and their harmony and flow, and into the individual pieces taking shape and form. And now all of it, and this can be in the form of knowledge, not necessarily just physical things, but the knowledge of it taking shape and form in your body and in your field. And you may feel a morphing of yourself as you are also taking shape and form within the greater context, greater construct. And bringing this now all the way into your cellular consciousness, and invite your cells to take it in and let it become a part of you, a part of your essence, a part of your existence, a part of your consciousness, a part of your knowing, and a part of your being, right? This is the concrete form. Let this resonate into your cells. Let your mind be a witness and take it in. And I'm going to be quiet for a minute or two here. Use your breath, any movement that your body wants to have, and let your body have movement and flow. Let the vibration move throughout all of your being. Bring in the other sound codes, the H sound, that breath of spirit. And remember, you can make this back at the back of your throat so it travels down your core and you're experiencing it and receiving it within your body. And bring in the sound code of the light. Play with the you can put them together. Here. Here. And feel that really activating your cells, tingling through your body. And let yourselves receive this template, this message. We've all been templated in our past with information from the world that we lived in that was very much a world of competition and division in either or. We're moving now into this consciousness of the both and, the all-encompassing, the together, the unity, the cooperation and compassion and flow. So let this new template come in and replace the old template. Let the old template fall away and everything that went along with it, and the here, the manifest, the evident, the apparent, let this anchor into your consciousness, this new template, in an evident and apparent way. Bring that in. Let it come into your cells. Say yes to this coming into your cells, into your mental layer, into your emotional layer, into all of your field, templating you with this information of this new era of peace and unconditional love. And say yes and receive it and breathe it in, drink it in. Say yes and receive it, breathe it in, drink it in. And again, as you drink that into your core, as you exhale, drop down and land into your hips and feel the presence of this new template within your physical body. And I'll invite you, as you move forward for today from this meditation, to pay extra attention to your thoughts, to your self-talk, to your words, to your actions, to your habits. There are a lot of phrases we use that are just rote phrases. We don't even pay attention to what they mean. Some of them come from a past we want to leave behind. So be aware if there are any of those hanging out in your consciousness. Just as you notice them, make an intention to release them and let them go. Any of your habits, your beliefs about what we have to have, what the world is based in and can't exist without. Any of that, if there's any element of it that is perpetuating a system of cruelty, of divisiveness, of oppression, of any of that, it's got to go. It's got to go. So if you notice those, just say, oh, thank you for becoming evident. And I make my intention to release you. I open to the template with this new information, this new template with information of how to be differently, how to live differently, how to interact differently in this era, this world of peace and unconditional love. Let everything go behind you. Let go of any thoughts that believe that this is the way it is and there is no other way. Let those go and open to the new template. Just ask for that help and support. Call on Zahir, Zahir, Zahir to make it manifest and evident in your being and in your thoughts, in your emotions, feelings, beliefs, everything, every part of your existence. Okay, Zahir, Zahir is to make it evident and manifest. Evident, apparent, and manifest. And with that, let's take a moment for gratitude and let your heart bow in gratitude to the one and only. Acknowledgement and reverence for the one and only as you bow in gratitude. And as you bow in gratitude, let the consciousness of every cell bow and receive that in deeper into every cell of your being. Receive it deeper into every cell of your being. And That completes today's meditation. I thank you very, very much for being here today, and I look forward to seeing you tomorrow.